Horace turned. If I do, will you promise to tell Charlie Moon that I wasn't in? Uh-huh. Very well then. Here's my history. I was a Y child. I wanted to go see the wheels go round. My father was a young economics professor at Princeton. He brought me up on the system of answering every question. I asked him to the best of his ability. My response to that gave him the idea of making an experiment in precocity. To aid in the massacre, I had ear trouble, 7 operations between the age of 9 and 12. Of course, this kept me apart from other boys and made me ripe for forcing. Anyways, while my generation was laboring through Uncle Remus, I was honestly enjoying Catalyst in the original. I passed off my college examinations when I was 13 because I couldn't help it. My chief associates were professors, and I took a tremendous pride in knowing that I had a fine intelligence. For though I was unusually gifted, I was not abnormal in other ways. When I was 16, I got tired of being a freak. I decided that someone had made a bad mistake. Still, as I'd gone that far, I concluded to finish it up by taking my degree of Master of Arts. My chief interest in life is the study of modern philosophy. I am a realist of the school of Anton Laurier, with Bergsonian trimmings, and I'll be 18 years old in 2 months. That's all. Whew! Exclaimed Marcia. That's enough. You do a neat job with those parts of speech. Satisfied? No, you haven't kissed me. It's not in my program, demurred Horace. Understand that I don't pretend to be above physical things. They have their place, but... Oh, don't be so darn reasonable. I can't help it. I hate these slot machine people. I assure you began Horace. Oh, shut up. My own rationality... I didn't say anything about your nationality. You're American, aren't you? Yes. Well, that's okay with me. I got a notion I want to see you do something that isn't in your highbrow program. I want to see if a whatchamacallem with Brazilian trimmings, that thing you said you were, can't be a little human. Horace shook his head again. I won't kiss you. My life is blighted, muttered Marcia tragically. I'm a beaten woman. I'll go through my life without ever having a kiss with Brazilian trimmings. She sighed. Anyways, Omar, will you come and see my show? What show? I'm a wicked actress from Home James. Light opera? Yes, at a stretch. One of the characters is a Brazilian rice planter. That might interest you. I saw The Bohemian Girl once, reflected Horace aloud. I enjoyed it, to some extent. Then you'll come? Well, oh, you know, you've got to run down to Brazil for the weekend. Not at all. I'd be delighted to come. Marcia clapped her hands. Goody for you. I'll mail you a ticket. Thursday night? Why, Good. Thursday night it is. She stood up and, walking close to him, laid both hands on his shoulders. I like you, Omar. I'm sorry I tried to kid you. I thought you'd be sort of frozen, but you're a nice boy. He eyed her sardonically. I'm several thousand generations older than you are. You carry your age well. They shook hands gravely. My name's Marcia Meadow, she said, empathetically. Remember it. Remember it. Marcia Meadow, and I won't tell Charlie Moon you were in. An instant later, as she was skimming down the last flight of stairs, 3 at a time, she heard a voice call over the upper banister. Oh, say! She stopped and looked up, made out a vague form leaning over. Oh, say! Called the prodigy again. Can you hear me? Here's your connection, Omar. I hope I haven't given you the impression that I consider kissing intrinsically irrational. Impression? Why, you didn't even give me the kiss. Never fret. So long. 2 doors near her opened curiously at the sound of a feminine voice. A tentative cough sounded from above. Gathering her skirts, Marcia dived wildly down the last flight and was swallowed up in the murky Connecticut air outside. Upstairs, Horace paced the floor of his study. From time to time, he glanced towards Berkeley, waiting there in the suave dark red reputability, an open book lying suggestively on his cushions. And then he found that his circuit on the floor was bringing him each time nearer to Hume. There was something about Hume that was strangely and inexpressively different. The diaphanous form still seemed hovering near, and had Horace sat there, he would have felt as if he were sitting on a lady's lap. And though Horace couldn't have named the quality of difference, there was such a quality, quite intangible to the speculative mind, but real nevertheless. Hume was radiating something that in all the 200 years of his influence he had never radiated before. Hume was radiating attar of roses.